Interesting. Well, I mean, we've got a lot of game going, and I would love to see a Christine-Derek rivalry.
Or any rivalry.
Any rivalry.
Because, I mean, nothing...
You don't want to... Well, what about Caleb and Cody, Erine? You don't like that rivalry?
Speaking of... One other irrelevant part they shouldn't have put in the episode is Caleb mad that Amber shut the door in the HOH room. Like, who cares? No one is bothered. Literally, you were the only person that was bothered. Frankie's just sitting there with the sparkly nails. Cody and Amber are talking about who even knows what. Cody was freaking out because Caleb was going to freak out. Like, who cares? Like, that literally didn't accomplish anything. Because Cody didn't go, or Caleb didn't go on the block. Ray didn't go, like no one. Why are you putting this information out there? We already know he's a stalker. Like, we've gotten past this, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm done with. I don't know. I'm ready for either Amber or Caleb to get out of this game, and I prefer Caleb to go because I think we've seen the mental capacity of his gameplay. Whereas I want to hope that Amber can just do something. Like, I still have a little bit of hope for Amber, but she's got to, I don't know. Out of her and Caleb, I mean.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
that's not saying too much.
She'd have to do a lot for me to be like, okay, Amber, I see you. Because I really don't see her. Like, she hasn't. You won HOH, and you gave it to Derek. And, I mean, where are you now? Like,
Yeah, I find myself trying to defend her sometimes, and then I just have to be like, why? Why am I defending her? I don't know. But anyway, alright, so I have a question for you guys. Can you guys please explain to me what the deal was with Bedgate? Can we go through this really quickly?
Okay, so word on the street is... So what had happened was Nicole had said that she did not want to sleep with Victoria, and, because there were no have-nots this week, so every bed was going to be full. Everybody had to partner up and sleep in a bed. Nicole was telling Brittany, oh, I don't want to sleep with Victoria. And then Brittany says in the DR, yeah, Victoria is very high maintenance, nobody wants to sleep with her, etc., etc. So Brittany and I believe Amber said that they'll sleep together in, maybe one of the sofas somewhere else that wasn't, originally a bed. And then Victoria comes in the living room and is confused. Brittany just says what the bed delegations are. Victoria, you'll have your own bed. Amber and I will sleep in this place that's not really a bed, but we'll sleep over here. And then Nicole comes around the corner talking about how, oh gosh, people making issues. I'll sleep with you, Victoria. It won't really be an issue. And then Brittany starts rolling up her sleeves, talking about, oh, you want to, oh wait, she nominates. She says she wants to talk to Victoria on the side. So I don't know if she was mad at Nicole for saying that or if she was mad at Victoria.
She was mad at Victoria because Victoria said, okay, you don't want to sleep with me or whatever, or if sleeping with me is a problem or something like that. And Brittany was like, it's not a problem. And, she made her face at Amber.
Oh, it must suck for Brittany to be on the block next to Victoria.
I just don't like that. I really was not happy with Nicole for that because it's like everybody talked about it, how they didn't want to sleep with Victoria. So they made a plan to where Victoria was sleeping by herself, but then Nicole doesn't like confrontation, so she tried to cover it up with being like, oh well, no one else is gonna do it. I guess I will do it. But it makes everybody else look bad when they already had that plan for Victoria to sleep by herself. And so I kind of blame Nicole for doing it because she didn't have to say that. Victoria could have had her own bed. Nicole could have had her own bed. Amber and Brittany sleep together.
Right.
Done.
As a viewer, I was more frustrated with Nicole, but Brittany inside the house was more frustrated with Victoria, probably because she literally can't stand Victoria. Why is Victoria in the house? She doesn't bring anything to this game or this conversation. And why am I sitting on the block next to this bitch? Why am I sitting on the block and you're comparing me to Victoria? So, yeah, it was an unfortunate situation. And then Brittany pulled Victoria aside in the bathroom. They had a little dialogue. It was kind of irrelevant because I don't remember what was said, but Brittany was just basically like, this bitch.
She just let Victoria know that no one wants to sleep with you.
Oh, yeah, and then Victoria was like, Nobody wants to sleep with me in my bed, and that's why I don't trust anyone in this house.
I don't trust anybody in this house. If you don't sleep with me, we're not allies.
I saw a tweet, and it was like, the girls downstairs arguing about who's sleeping with who, and the guys upstairs strategizing about the week. This is why girls alliances don't work. Oh my god, the whole thing is just just stupid, just stupid. So we go into the Battle of the Block, and I don't know. I think there's only one thing we really need to talk about.
I mean, we can talk about how that's an actually cool competition, and they don't do it enough. But I guess
I was really happy to see, because we were talking before the show, and we were just like, Erine and I, last time we saw was season 6, and that was such a huge competition for that season.
Yeah, it was.
So that was kind of cool. I mean, of course, probably like 90% of these house guys probably wouldn't even know that it's, they
don't know what season they're on.
Yeah, so, but I think it's cool for some of the old time viewers.
Yeah.
But so Jocasta and Amber are able to win themselves off the block.
And
do we think
real
that?
Quick, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, do we think
he's gonna say that actually Amber did the work?
Yeah, because like Jocasta was out really, really early in the competition, and I was like, Brittany and Victoria can win this. This is gonna be an amazing week. Like Amber's gonna be screwed from her alliance, but somehow Victoria doesn't know how to do an L shape. Let's just throw that out there first. And then Brittany, like, how y'all can block Amber's paths? Like,
yeah, they should have blocked.
I don't understand how you just let Amber like control the middle, and then y'all got on the outside. So for me, that was very disappointing that it was 2-on-1 and Amber still pulled through.
Well, that's what happens when you put 3 recruits into a Battle of the Block competition.
Well, one recruit has to tell the other recruit how to move over one and go the other way too. Like, no, go up one and over two. No, up one and over two. Like
But this makes me scared because, like, if Brittany does win HOH, she'll probably nominate Victoria.
No.
Honestly, I think Brittany needs to first be worrying about who's winning veto. Because I don't think she's going to get a handout like last time.
Devin's not here.
Sorry. Do you think that Jocasta purposely took herself out of the challenge early so she could help with some of her voodoo magic? I
think it might have been a strategy.
Do you think that's why maybe Brittany and Victoria couldn't figure out what the hell was going on?
Yeah.
They were so focused on what the hell is this woman doing?
Very good.
Jocasta had heat exhaustion last week, and now she's really, really cold this week. Like, very, very, very chilly in the summer outdoors.
And BB was wrong for keep bringing it up. Keep bringing it up.
Oh, I think I can't wait to watch it before the beginning of Wednesday's episode. When they do
they are going to put that in there.
Oh, yeah. So, Brittany and Victoria on the block, final nominations. Before the veto. I think it's pretty safe to say that Brittany's the one in danger here.
Which is why I wish there was somebody, like Keith said, I wish she had an actual friend in the house, or a friend that was actually smart, that knew what was going on, and be like, and get to Brittany and tell her, you need to really let go of this being pissed off that you're nominated to Victoria, because you're not nominated because you're on the same level as her. She's weak and you're more threatening. That is why you were nominated next to her, because out of the two of you, you're going to go home if you're still on the block. I wish you would stop focusing on that little part and really, you need to focus on the veto. You need to focus on socializing and getting votes. You're focusing on something that's not really even there.
And something that Brittany said that brought me back to when we were doing the cast assessment, I think it was Jacob, correct me if I'm wrong, Erine, but I think Jacob said that whenever we were doing the cast assessment and we need more people like Brittany, they're not in their early 20s. She's later on in life, she's 29, she's still attractive, young, she has a good head on her shoulders. We need to cast more people like that, because we're casting all of these young girls that are flirtatious, that are just not on the same level social-wise as Brittany. For me, my type of person, I would much rather have a coffee with Brittany than with Amber or with Nicole or with any of the other like young chicks that are just so influenced by these Haydens and Codys and Calebs, you know? So I don't know, if people could just like get their head in the game rather than doing all of these showmances, then maybe it would be way more interesting and there would be a friend for Brittany. But since Brittany's already at that stage of her life where, you know, she has 3 kids, she's just not here for a showmance. It's kind of like it was perfect whenever Brittany made that comment of like all of these girls in this house like seem to be like running after Cody, and then it's just like Cody playing with Amber's hair. Like that's completely what it is, you know? That's what's happening in the house, and that's why she doesn't bond well with others because she's not having these like showmancy type things.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Brittany, I'm about ready to go into my segment because that's who I definitely wanted to center around. I feel like out of everyone in the house right now, she's the one that can use the most help. So, if you guys are good, it's time for What You Gonna Do, Girl? What You Gonna Do?
What you gonna do, girl?
See the black girl about you.
And like I said, we're going to focus this around Brittany. Now, Brittany. All 3 of us loved you during the cast assessment. You showed us something that we felt like we hadn't seen in a while. We knew that there was potential in there. Brittany, I need you to just focus and let's see that potential that we saw at the beginning of this game. Stop worrying about Victoria, all right? Yeah, she's a weak player, but stop thinking that both people on the block have to be similar. That's not how the game works. You need to be focusing on, like what Erine said, the big picture. You are sitting next to a pawn, Brittany. You're sitting next to a pawn. They put her up there because then it would be easier to get them to vote you out. You need to understand that you are the target. You have to just accept that and get ready. Because if you don't win veto, Devin's not here, no one's going to just hand it to you just because you're a mother. You're a strong, you're independent, you have 3 kids, you know how to go to battle, and that's what you got to do. You need to start making deals. Stop trying to... You don't have to flirt to Cody, all right? Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you have to flirt. That's not how this game works. You need to start telling people why it's better for their game to keep you in the house. And I think your best angle is to say that, look, I don't know if there's a bomb squad or a detonator, an 8-man alliance, a 10-person alliance, whatever. But you guys aren't going to be happy campers the entire game. We're at 13 now, but before you know it, you guys are going to have to be eating yourselves alive. And do you really think that you are going to be safe at that moment? No. You need as many people in your corner as you can get, so when that time comes, you will have the players you need to take a strike at the Derricks, or the Zacks, or the Frankies, or the Calebs. And I think that's where you gotta push yourself. Like, listen, Brittany, I love your attitude. I love that you call it as you see it. But in a game like Big Brother, you kind of have to watch when you go against the grain. I respect you for it, and God knows that it's going to get you fans, but you have to think about what's going to help you get to the end so you can win that $500,000. And that is what you got to do, girl.
Right then.
I'm rooting for you, Brittany.
Come on, Brittany. Come on.
I feel like you went in on her a little bit.
I did, just because I love her. Just because I love her.
It's called tough love.
Tough love.
Speaking of tough love, it's time for your daughter and your mama. But I'm going to be classy today. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell at you, Victoria. I'm going to calmly tell you why you're in the wrong.
And your daughter and your mother are too. Your daughter and your mother. Your daughter and your mother.
So, we all know that Victoria has no game. She came here, I don't know what she came here for. It wasn't to get airtime. It wasn't to win competitions. It wasn't to have a showman. Like, you can't even get a showman up in here. It's to be high maintenance and be the girl the other girls don't like. I need Victoria to do something. Like, I don't know, get expelled for, backhanding Nicole, or, I don't know, throw your mic in the pool. Do, something. Because literally, right now, Victoria is the Jerry of the season. The person that you're just going to drag to the end because they're not going to win a competition. Not a luck competition, not a mental, not a physical. not one that everybody throws. Like, she's not going to win anything. And if she does, Lord knows what she's going to do with that power. And she's not in any type of social aspect. I mean, the airtime she got was about that situation that no one would sleep with her, which that's not positive. She also got airtime where she came outside. She looked kind of good, but everybody was like, "Who is that?" But really, who are you? That's literally something I would say if I walked into the house and I saw Victoria like on day 32, and I was like, "Oh, but who are you?" Because I've never seen you. Do you go to the nomination ceremonies? I've never seen you here. Like, what is it that you do? Can you tell me your job and your name and your occupation? Like, I just need you, Victoria, to play the game. And if you can't win competitions, you need to play the weak card. I wouldn't be opposed to Victoria playing the weak card and saying, I can't win competition, you should keep me here. And actually having a little bit of strategy and working with some people. And one of the things about working with people in the Big Brother house is that you have to change the things that you don't like about yourself to make other people happy for the time being. So you can't really be high maintenance in a house where people are gunning after you for being high maintenance. You just need to learn how to adapt with people. This is the real world in the Big Brother house, basically. So that's what you need to get your life together, Victoria.
I like it.
All that she heard is that she needs to put some suntan oil on her back because it's getting burnt.
Oh, it hurts.
Frankie was walking out there with that sparkly nail polish, and that's all she saw.
Oh, Victoria, you hurt. But pretty hurts.
Pretty always hurts.
And I'm hurting.
And I'm hurting for some cake, so it's about that time to serve up some cake.
Anybody want cake?
And Jacosta's lucky, because I already went in on her last week talking about the hovada. So I have a lot of class. I'm not going to go in on the same person 2 weeks in a row. Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I'm actually going to go in on a combination of Frankie and Amber. So Team America gets this task. Frankie's in a position of power. He's HOH. And they have to nominate a physical threat. They chose to do Amber. So me, behind the scenes, I'm just like, oh, snap. I cannot wait to see the conversation between Frankie and Amber. It's about to be delicious, about to be juicy. And I hope that, Frankie immediately regrets, wanting to nominate Amber as a part of this task. So they go to Amber, or the conversation happens in the pantry. It's just Frankie and Amber. And unfortunately, Amber just kind of was a pushover during the conversation. Yeah, she was sticking up for herself in that, I already got nominated twice. Why am I going to be the pawn, 2 weeks for this alliance? I don't understand. But Frankie was just very matter of fact, yep, you're going up on the block, and you're going to win Battle of the Blocks, and you should just be fine. Everything will just be good, and I just don't want to make it seem like he made some sort of, he was really good at covering up his tracks. And I feel like he has the relationship with Amber to where Amber's going to be like, oh, okay, whatever, you can nominate me. For me, it was really saddening to see Amber just kind of be pushed over like that. And so to hear her in her DR saying, oh man, actually not even in her DR. She was in the bathroom with Nicole with Christine. And I think she told Christine that she wants to talk to her and Nicole, that those three are good and that she could play the same game that the boys are playing. But hello, you were in the bathroom 3 weeks ago when Joey tried to create that alliance, and you saw where that got her. So what I need in this game, and another observation real quick before I say what I need, is that for Frankie, this is the second time where Frankie was in a position of power where he burned a bridge. He came into the house really close to Victoria. They were both wearing pink. They really, really enjoyed each other's company, and he nominates her. This week, he's given America's task. He picks Amber as a physical threat and nominates her. And a part of me makes me think that Frankie enjoys, burning those relationships. I don't understand why Frankie's completely okay with, nominating his friends in the house. You would think that he would not do that, but I don't know. I feel like Frankie just doesn't have good judgment there. So What I need is for Frankie to play his game and not America's game. And what I need from Amber is to grow backbone and to start the revolt. If Amber doesn't do that, then she's really going to get evicted pretty soon. Not before Caleb or Cody, I would say, but relatively soon.
She is a pushover. This is literally the second time that she's let someone walk all over her. First it was with her HOH.
We're watching you, Amber. We're watching.
Also, I just want to throw out there that, it was 2 Team Keiths on the block versus a Team Erine and Team Jacob, and they pulled themselves off.
The block is a little lonely right now for Team Jacob.
Oh, is it? Because you got that Victoria swag. You got that Victoria swag, Jacob.
Well, Frankie's been dethroned again. Looks like it's always the bridesmaid, never the bride for Frankie HOHs.
I like that. That was the most interesting thing we said all episode.
Oh,
wow.
My.
It's not my fault that this episode didn't have that in it.
On Amber, not on Jacob.
It wasn't going in on Jacob. It was going in on this episode.
No, it's fine. I'll take my cake and I'll eat it too.
You can semantic your way around it all you want, but what it is what it is.
Victoria, I'm not going to say it again. No one wants to sleep with you.
With me? I'm never going to trust anybody. Well, I don't know. I'm afraid that this week is going to be pretty mediocre, if I can be honest.
Yeah.
So we can only hope that something crazy will shake up the house. And if it does, you definitely want to make sure you catch our veto/eviction episode after the Thursday live eviction. You can also live tweet with us during the Wednesday episode and Thursday episode. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Guys, can we think of any questions for the viewers?
I want to ask who of the detonators will be evicted first? And how long do we think this alliance will actually last?
Good question. I like that question.
I thought you were going to ask who of the detonators are going to be evicted last. But that's cool.
No, who?
No.
Sit down,
right,
Tiffany.
Well, whatever the question is, I don't care. The only thing I care about is that you guys stay basic. So please remember, always stay basic.
Stay basic.
Basic.